Um, Still gray. Oh, it's loading preview.
Load and preview.
Same here.
Dome.
And it is up.
It's up. I don't see it yet.
Don't
I
overpay
do.
for apps.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna
Live on Twitch right now, and YouTube's still loading for me.
wait another couple seconds just in case. But I believe
Okay.
we're live. We
Yeah,
might.
we're definitely 100% live.
That's
on YouTube,
awesome.
so-
Welcome, guys, to the reveal stream of the Ben 10 Create Your Own Alien Contest. This is something, as you might have heard, we've been thinking about for a very long time. It was so exciting to do this. We got tons of submissions. But first, you might question what we got going on right here. This is a little series called Dumb Doodles. Ryan, you want to give a little rundown what's going on right here?
Yes, sir. Dumb Doodles is a drawing stream series that me and Hershey normally host on Mondays, because we each need our time to just doodle and be kind of dumb and just have fun with it. We take chat suggestions and just mainly just doodle stuff, as you can see by this big lanky walkatrout that I'm drawing right here.
Yeah, so they do it every Monday. I'm not always there, but again, Hershey and Ryan have kind of been taking over the channel lately. I think they've been doing a fantastic job. What they got going on Monday is the Dumb Doodles. Ryan also does streams Friday, Fusion Friday. If you've ever seen him in the Discord or on Instagram anywhere, he posts fusions. You can start watching him do that now on Fusion Friday. Hershey's also been doing some. Yeah, sorry, you can take over right there.
Sorry. With Fusion Fridays, I do them every Thursday night, starting at 10 p.m. and it normally goes until sometime into Friday morning, being about probably 6 or 7 a.m. because I start them both from scratch, and you guys can see the entire drawing and sketching process. If I get good enough suggestions in the chats of that, I like to also grab Fusion suggestions from there.
Fantastic. All right, so yeah, that's just a little bit of advertisement for the kind of stuff that we've been doing going forward. It's going to get more elaborate. We're going to start pushing that a little bit more. So be on the lookout for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. But I bet what you guys are most excited for is finding out the winners of this contest. So
I know I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah, Hershey's here too, by the way. Hi Hershey, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So let me just break down what's going to happen in the stream real quick. We're going to explain to you guys how we chose our winners, because I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, how could we possibly have narrowed all of your submissions down? And it was not easy. It was done 3 different sessions over the course of a week. We had to keep, like, taking 400 or 500 at a time and just really looking at them, thinking, can we work with this? Is this what it's going to... Yeah, I'll explain that part later. So then we're going to go over the honorable mentions. We chose 10 aliens, Ben 10, because there was just so many to choose from, and you can imagine like what narrowing the process down would have been like. So we chose 10 aliens that we really liked them, and for one reason or another, they just couldn't work for what we were trying to do, or they just didn't fit the 5YL universe, or seemed like maybe their power would have created some type of imbalance in the story. Then we're going to go over the winners, which, don't really have to talk much about that. We will explain the winners, and then we will do a Q&A for maybe, I don't know. That's my cat. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I have a new kitten. Her name is Mochi. Say hi, Mochi. Oh, now you don't want to say hi? Okay. So yeah, the point is we want this stream to be very rewatchable for the people who missed it. I don't want people coming on and seeing like a 2-hour stream and be intimidated, like, oh man, I just want to know who won. So we're going to try to get all that out within the first 10 or 20 minutes and then do a Q&A for the last, I don't know, we'll go for maybe a half hour, maybe 45 minutes, we'll see. But yeah, anything you guys want to input before we talk about how we chose our winners?
I'm just ready to get down into it. There's a lot of people here, and I know they're waiting on it. I'm pretty excited about this. This is pretty big for us here, too, as well as you guys.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. All right, so this is how let's explain a little bit how we chose our winners. So I just want you guys to keep in mind, first and foremost, these are based on purely what we specifically are looking for. This isn't to say like we chose these aliens because yours wasn't good enough. It's not a subject of whose was better than this. It's more of better like what do we like. And for all you know, our tastes could be completely different from yours. You could think everything we chose wouldn't have been something you would have sat with or approved. We chose this based on what we feel like would work best for 5 years later. And I'm sorry if you feel like you put a lot of effort into your alien. It has nothing to do with you're not good enough. I want you guys to be proud that you entered. You made a commitment to something that you adore, because we adore this franchise. This is the whole reason we're doing this. And I think it's fantastic that you decided to take a part in it. And if we don't choose your alien, feel free to just do something with it. You know, draw it more, post about it, maybe start your own comic with it. It's really important for people to do these things. So whether or not you won, just thank you for being a part of this and helping expand the 5YL universe. So we chose aliens. The first and foremost thing is it has to work in the comic. It can't be something that would just completely change the course of the story. So that rules out a lot of the overpowered aliens, I guess. Like, you know, the reality warpers, the ones that manipulate matter and everything. And I also want to go over briefly, real quick, before I go into detail about that, why we didn't say our standards at first too, because then if we told you what we were looking for, every single person would send us the exact same alien, because it would be tailored to what we're looking for. Like, we'd be like, oh, we want an alien that could do this. Everybody would send it. And second, I like when people can challenge me. You know, if I say that I don't want a reality warping alien, but then somebody makes a really good one and it convinces me, I'm like, you know what? I like that though. Like Ryan and Hershey are very open about challenging me to my ideas, and that's what I like. So I didn't say there were any powers that I didn't like, even if there were some I thought personally, because I wanted to give you guys a chance to change my mind. But so yeah, we didn't want any reality warpers. We didn't want anybody that was like too broken, nothing really on Alien X's level. Another one is we didn't really want aliens that didn't seem to make decisions, I guess. What we mean by that is we had a lot of aliens where they'd be made of some type of substance, and their power would be to change their limbs into whatever weapon or tool or whatever. And in the end, like, it's a cool power, but all that's really doing is putting your alien's worth in our responsibility. If you make your alien be able to just adapt to the situation, you're not really giving us anything to work with. You're just saying, I want my alien to do whatever, no matter what, and be okay. And that's up to you guys, whatever that means. So we wanted aliens with more of a definitive power, like something that this is what this alien needs. This is what he needs to do, hi Mochi. How he can aid Ben in his specific contribution. So any aliens that were kind of just an unpredictable mass, or like telekinesis was a very, very common alien suggestion that we got. I like telekinesis personally, but again, it's kind of just you'd have to use the environment. It's not really deciding how your alien works. So yeah, that's pretty much the only limitations we had. We were looking for aliens that were more unique. You know, they'd have a power you don't really get to see much. Drawing talent does not really matter, as I've said, but if it had a unique design, we'd be like, ooh, wow, you know? Like, we've never seen an alien based on that thing. So without further ado, let's start going over the top 10 honorable mentions. These are the aliens that we liked so much, but just they weren't working for what we were looking for. So at number 10, we have Blightmare. This alien was created by, I misspelled the name, I'm so sorry. I don't think I'd be able to pronounce it anyways. I looked at all the names, I can only pronounce 2 of them. So Cameron, ignore the second E. I am so sorry if you're watching this that I misspelled your name. That's super disrespectful. Mochi, please stop. She's clawing my legs. So this guy, right off the bat, you're like, wow, what an appearance. I like how the costume sort of blends together the shape of the horse creature and the humanoid on top. The powers is it causes its surroundings to decay. It can poison plants in the air, and it can breathe underwater. All of these you will see are kind of generalizations of what their powers are, because a lot of people sent us like a list of like 12 different abilities or like paragraphs of information. Can't really fit that on screen. So if you'd like to know more about these aliens, hunt down the artist and ask him about it. You know, let's strengthen the community. Let's get people talking. What do you guys think about Blightmare right here?
I love the design, personally, because I'm in that fan club that has always wanted to give Ben a centaur-like alien, and this is very close, but still very interesting. Plus, the overall art style is very close to 5 years later, and it's just really interesting to look at.
Yeah, I'm a fan of aquatic aliens when they're done right. You know, since there was just Ripjaws and Water Hazard and things like this, but just seeing this, like, this is just pretty incredible. From the tail, the little details, the claws, the guy riding it, and I just really enjoy it. The color scheme's pretty good as well.
Well, thank you, Blightmare. Honorable mention number 9. We have Scorpiblow. You guys can start talking. I'll take the back seat for this one. I don't want to steal the spotlight so much, you know.
Yeah, this is a round favorite.
With Scorpiblow, this was created by Professor Paradox. He creates whirlwinds and vortexes to manipulate the air. He can fly and has a durable exoskeleton. I personally really liked this. It's a very interesting concept of a flying scorpion. Plus, I believe also that he is able to create a poison gas from his tail as well. I believe is what they said in the description in the thing that they sent us. But overall, I love insectoid aliens, and this one is balanced pretty well. I like it a lot.
Alrighty. Honorable mention... Mochi, please. Honorable mention number 8. We have Fondude. This one, right off the bat, when we saw it, and we were like, oh my god, this is straight Dave Johnson right here. Dave Johnson was the original character designer. For the first 10 aliens of Ben 10, you know, Wild Mutt to Heat Blast. And it's the design itself is incredible. This is probably one of the most unique. It's hard to scale like number 1, but one of the most unique alien designs we've ever gotten. I think it's one of the most unique alien powers ever put in the Ben 10 fandom. And it's like, it's something that nobody would think to do, you know, like, let's make an alien out of fondue, and most people would stop right there. Like, they wouldn't develop the concept. But this dude is like, you know what, let's go for it, let's see what happens, and it's like, wow. So you can see he's got his tag in there, at Ethan the Board. I don't know if that's Twitter or Instagram, but definitely go check out the artist's work if you like Fondude right here. And yeah, another great submission. Let's go to honorable mention number 7. You guys can talk about this one too.
Let's see here, number 7. Oh yeah, Balloon Goon. So, Spiky Balloon Goon here. Man, that guy looks like he'll just kick your butt.
This was done by the winner of last year's contest. We had a fan art contest, not an alien contest, but a fan art one. Elle, she won that one, and she definitely made a very valuable contribution to this contest. I'm getting attacked by this cat right now. It's all good. It's just letting you know, if you hear me like making weird jerks and stuff, like, she's ready to play. Balloon Goon definitely. So you can see that it kind of has 2 different stages. It's got a small form, and each form has a different ability. Small form is evasive and slippery. The big one has got poisonous spikes. A lot of these aliens also have to do with poison, but that's kind of like a sub power, you know? It's sort of like if your alien can fly or have super strength. It's like, poison gets kind of a pass since it's really diverse. And again, it's like, we don't rule out powers definitively. Like, there still could be telekinesis or a reality warper alien that swayed us and whatnot. So, yeah. Let's keep going. We don't want to take forever right here. Honorable mention number 6. I think it's Witch or Wick. Ryan, what did you say?
Oh, I think it's supposed to be Wicca. I'm not sure. Just because I know Wicca is like a magic thing.
Okay, I see what you mean. Why you would say that? Yeah, definitely. But I think it may be witch, how you said earlier, like combining like how Wicca and then witches, and when you put them together like that, then you kind of get like a
I get you.
world. In my that's how I think. But hey, if you're in the chat, you could clarify. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So this boy here is that it reminds me of a kitsune, and we got mana manipulation, magic, and astral projection. You can even see where they even illustrated the different runes that can invoke maybe possibly different powers and whatnot. I'm a big fan of foxes. So if you can do something with that, and especially involving magic as well, you pretty much won me over.
Yeah, the reason I like this one is because, as many people know, for some reason, the Omnitrix can't have Anodite as a transformation, so Ben can't have a magic alien. But this here is a creature from Ledger Domain. And I think that kind of gets around the Anodite block, I guess, for a magic alien. So it's like, if you become a creature that can do magic, then boom, there you go. It's like having an Anodite alien without having an Anodite. Yeah. So it's a good workaround. I thought that was super creative. Definitely worth a mention. We got the last 5 right here. Hershey, you really advocated for this one, so you can take over this.
All right, so right here, Attack Terrier. I was really impressed by the art style. I had not personally seen something like this before, and it's just really aesthetically pleasing to look at. I kind of see this as very peaceful. See, you got the description out here: peaceful, acrobatic, very strong, but
typically pacifistic. I don't know if I spelled that right, so good luck.
Hey, I get what you mean, most definitely though. But yeah, I really enjoyed from the beard to the color scheme, and it's just I can really appreciate something like this. What about you guys?
I really like it because it feels like, to me, it's supposed to be an exact opposite to Wrath, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I like that
dog thing, and Wrath being a full-on fighter, and this being a pacifist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, hang on. All right, you're trapped with me now. You need to calm down. Numero 4. Now this, an elephant alien. Come on, that's dope. Ben doesn't have any elephant aliens, and the second I saw this, I almost wanted it to win instantly, because I'm like, it's an elephant. That's
we all want an elephant alien.
Yeah.
Come on, look how cool it is. Battalion, look at it, man.
Like it's I really like the overall design. I like the armor plating. I like the fact that it has multiple tusks. So I don't know, with the multiple tusks and everything and how its back legs are backwards, it lends itself to being an alien design very easily and well. And I really like this one.
Sorry, Mochis was purring into the microphone. All right, numero 3, Snow Dozer by David Deppa. That's what it said in the email. I don't know if David's a real name. If it is, that's kind of nice. It's like a double V. Oh, those claws. Jeez. Ow.
Snow Dozer is massive and awesome to me. It's because we already have a Sasquatch. Why not have a Yeti? And I just think that this overall is really cool. I feel like the overall concept lends itself a lot from Frostbite from Danny Phantom, so I like it with that too.
Yep. Sorry. All right, I'm good now. I swear I'm good. Number 2, for runners up, we got Shaggy Fur. Now, my God, I don't know where to begin with this. Like the very first power was that it's very loyal, and I mean that's awesome. It's like a psychedelic dog, but he has healing properties. Like you look at this and you're like, oh, he probably like has mind powers or does illusions, and it's like no, this dog is just he's just dope.
Boy.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. He is a good boy. He manipulates the emotions. That's probably what he's doing to me right now.
And his art is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Just the use of colors here is just brilliant. It really pops. I just love this.
Is that NRG you got going in the corner?
Oh yeah.
Yo, nice. Congrats. All right, and the last honorable mention before we get to the winners. We have Bullthorn. Now, Bullthorn, none of I just want to reiterate, none of the top 10 were like in any sort of order. I probably should have said that first. I don't remember if I said it first, but it's just like they were so good. We just wanted to showcase them all. So it's not like Bullthorn is the best or the worst of the top 10. Same with vice versa. They're all fantastic. So Bullthorn right here, I just really like the design. He had some like absorb sunlight to create hard light construct weapons. That's another power that we saw quite a lot that we felt wasn't really making a decision. It's kind of just like he can make weapons. You choose the weapons. Make my alien good. That's not what I'm saying. This alien is doing, because obviously he's in the honorable mentions. I think he's dope, but that's just, again, we're looking for aliens that really have like a definitive purpose. And this guy, I like it almost like he has a cape made of vines. I like that you can see the yellow trailing from some of his forearm vines into the axe, so you see it's connected. And I don't know, it's a good design. It looks really great. It looks like something out of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, seriously.
It's fantastic.
It's a pretty good combination of like the like wood-like elements and the green elements together. I really like the placement of it along with the metal-like material.
Yep. So now we're in the top 3. This is it. This is it. I just want to do another quick ad for people who are just joining. Right now we're doing something called Dumb Doodles. It's every Monday. We're just doing it on a Thursday because it's a special episode. You can see us do some drawings. Every Friday you can see Ryan do some drawings, and it's at the Rust Bucket on YouTube. We have a second channel called the Rust Bucket. Not many people know about it. I do a horrible job of not promoting it. It's just because I literally forget about it. We've only started putting it to use a couple months ago, so I'm still not used to it. But go check it out. The Rust Bucket every Monday. We got Dumb Doodles every Friday. We got Fusion Friday. And Hershey does some gaming on there. So here we go.
Yeah, if you guys enjoy that, you should come by and watch me play some games sometimes. I play a lot of League of Legends if that's something you like, but I'm open to play anything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just zooming out on the canvas a little bit. Actually, no, it was fine where it was. I'll just put it right there. So, in third place of the contest, we have Soap Reef. Now, this was one, because it wasn't colored, we kind of had to, like, think about its look for a little bit. But the concept, Ryan, actually, why don't you take over? Because you were the one that that found this guy originally.
Yeah, this one is one of my favorite of all the ones that we found. I really liked it because it's a very non-human looking thing. It looks alien. It's literally a giant coral reef, and I love it. It just looks really cool. And his main attack style is with bubbles and like water generation, which we've seen water generation before, but we've never seen it really with bubbles, and I thought that could be really useful in the comic.
Yes.
And I just really like this design. It was really cool. It has a very original series feel to the aesthetic of the costume, which I felt lent very well to it too.
Yeah, I'm really big on the 4 eyes right there.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of multi-limbs.
Also, I like everybody to take notice that his name is Soap Reef. Have you ever heard a better name for an alien with abilities like this? I'm not being sarcastic. I'm 100% serious. I love that.
It's just straightforward.
Soap Reef.
In second place, we have Hack and Slash. Hack and Slash was another one that it brought something new to the table. It's a symbiotic alien, so it's like 2 different aliens. I mean, we got quite a few submissions like that too. The one I like about this one is they still work together. They're not 2 things doing something different. They're 2 halves of the same, I don't know,
thing.
It's like, it's just, I really adore it. It's like one works with the other. So Hack is the pink.
How I see it is that the little pink boy Hack, because his main ability that the description gave us was that he is able to create like noxious poisons and stuff. We thought that wouldn't be super well in combat and stuff like that. He wouldn't be able to defend himself. But the fact that he has this parasite living inside of him, a part of his body, that can literally rip things to shreds, I thought worked really well. Because one, that gives the parasite somewhere to live and inhabit, and probably even feed off of the noxious fumes inside of him. while defending him. And then gives defense to Hack as well. I might have just messed up that sentence I was saying, and I apologize for that.
I got it.
I think we got what you mean here.
All right, so we got the last one. And again, just because so many new people are joining, I just want to say thank you for helping strengthen the Ben 10 legacy, the 5YL legacy. These aren't based on what's better and who's good enough. This is based on what we personally wanted in our comic. So I really hope that you guys are able to still see positivity no matter your place. And I want to see all your aliens. We already saw them in the emails, but yeah, you know, like give them some life. Keep drawing them. Keep sending them to us.
We had so much fun.
I know. Yep. All right. So the number one place, the first place winner of the official Create Your Own Ben 10 Alien Contest is Statter. Statter was created by someone named Ghost. That's the only name we got. I hope we're not haunted. So his body, now here's what I like about him, is he's not really a shape-shifting kind of limb dude. He himself switches between solid, liquid, and gas, and you can see a lot of melee choreography that can be expunged with Statter. I like the design. The design is solid. It's simple, but it's very distinct. He's got a strong silhouette, very strong silhouette. And I don't know. You guys talk about him.
I personally really liked it. One being in the aesthetic of it. Two, I feel like the fact that he's able to change states of matter could be very, very useful in many different types of combat without feeling like he's overpowered. If that makes sense.
Yeah, he just looks like he has like a lot of personality to me as a character. Seeing him like this, I could just imagine a bunch of different scenarios and interactions with the characters, and not just combat, but in dialogue and storyboarding and things like that. That's impressive. The powers, like he's explained earlier, it's a pretty nice power set to me. I really enjoy that.
And as a last final surprise, so people are probably going to be wondering when we're going to see the 5YL versions. When we get to, you know, I guess, well, let me just say this. These three were really hard to choose between. We knew we wanted these three. We couldn't decide who we wanted first, who we wanted second, who we wanted third, and who we wanted to use in the comic. It was such a hard choice, so we decided that all three are going to be in the newest chapter of 5 years later. In Chapter 8, you can welcome in Statter, Hack and Slash, and Soap Reef all to the 5YL universe. So congratulations to the winners. We will be contacting you through emails. And as for the shirt prizes, you will all get your alien on a shirt. We figured since, you know, I don't know. There you go. So everybody, all the top three get your alien in the comic, and you get your alien on a shirt. We will need to contact you for your information to mail that to you. We will pay for the shirt and for the shipping. And yeah, so how long have we been streaming for?
I think about
28 minutes. All right, I found it. So yeah, let's say we can take the last 15 minutes for I don't know, a Q&A if you guys want to ask a little questions about the chapter. Obviously, we're not going to spoil anything.
I just want to say thank you for everybody who submitted an alien. We appreciated looking at every single one. I mean, just so it was a great time. It really was
a very hard decision.
Absolutely. I don't even know how we decided. It took forever. Like we kept going, you know. It was an impossible choice, you know. We had to come down and think about what is it, what are we looking for, and that's what we had to focus on. And yeah, that's just what we landed on. We've already began working on bringing them into the chapter. They already have their official 5YL design. So let's take the next 15 minutes to do a little bit of Q&A if you guys are interested in asking us some questions. It doesn't have to be about 5YL. It could be about anything Ink Tank related or just things in general. We'll be here for a little bit longer and just keep on drawing things. You guys can also just say, hey, draw this. And, you know.
Yeah, give us a
We got a draw pile
that's actually
going.
the whole theme of Dumb Doodles.
Yeah.
We take requests.
Give us dumb things to draw.
How do I get the chat open?
Let me see.
How many submissions did you get? So we don't know the exact number because, well, I know the exact number of emails we got, but you know, some of them were disqualified because they didn't follow the rules. Some people sent us multiple emails, so each email can't count as the exact number. So let's just say around 1,000. If whether or not we find out any more specifics, we'll probably just keep that to ourselves. We don't need to really start digging into things that we don't need to dig into. People saying, "Did you see my alien?" We saw every single alien.
We looked at every single alien that was sent.
And yeah, it took us 3 days. So thank you for that. You guys hear that?
I hear Cat.
All right, let me get her. Oh, nope. She wants me to play. I can't play right now, kitty.
Let me see.
Will any reboot aliens show up in 5YL? So the reboot is a fictional TV show in the 5YL universe. So technically, yes, you'll see some more reboot aliens, but like on posters and on TV screens and stuff, like it's like they're not in the universe.
Yeah, they're not actual species.
What'd you think about the new Invader Zim movie? Oh snap! It was so good.
That thing was so good, man. If you guys haven't watched it yet, please go watch that movie. It was amazing. It was so funny the whole time. It looks so good.
I'm so happy with it, man. If Netflix keeps doing revitalizations like this,
Is that a blue Waka trout?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh God, I did the wrong color. Nice.
Did you guys think we will get a time-skipped reboot sequel? I don't think so, just because of the state Cartoon Network's in right now, just with the way they're handling everything. But, I mean, I didn't think we'd get a reboot in general, so your guess is as good as mine. Yeah. Anything is possible. Like, they were working on Alien Force for a solid year before anybody even knew it existed. So, like, I remember when we saw some promo leaks for Alien Force, it's like Future Ben. I'm like, what is this?
I just remember the feeling in my heart, man. I was like, whoa. Like,
I didn't believe it. What? I didn't believe it at first. I was like, no way.
Yo, you remember the working and title name? Was it Hero Generation?
Yeah. I think that's cooler than Alien Force, honestly. I would have rather it been called Hero Generation.
Because then originally the plot, I think early was like, oh yeah, it's going to be about the plumber's kids and whatnot. But then they just kind of shelved that until like later.
Yeah.
Later on. So,
bad move. Would have been dope.
Let me see. Oh, I got a question right here.
What's up?
From Purple Rathalos. He said, "What inspired you to give Chameleon extra limbs?"
That was Ryan.
Yes, that was me. I did the concept on him. The reason that I gave him extra limbs was because like a main bulk of what we see of the prisoner doing is like crawling around and trying to be sneaky and everything. And I thought, it's an alien. I think more limbs on him while he's like slithering around and stuff would be a lot more interesting to look at. And it worked really well with the idea. Plus, I'm a big fan of making alien things have a lot of limbs and extra parts and stuff.
Someone says, will you do the contest again? I can't answer that because I can't. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
I try not to read the questions I'm not going to answer, but I want you guys to know that I can't answer something like that because it
broke his own rule.
Yeah, changes the perception on what's going to happen.
Someone else said, will you make every canon alien from the original series or from the original continuity in the 5 years later art style?
Yes, that's always been the plan.
Yeah.
Whether or not they appear, they're at least going to get a wiki page and some art. It's
They'll
just like, there's only 2 of us that draw, and
Yeah.
it takes forever. Hershey, please draw.
Please draw?
Yeah.
I've been drawing this
Draw
whole time.
everything. Can you handle the rest of chapter 9?
Oh shit. Oh god. I knew you'd ask me this. Where's the peel?
You know that scene where
Where's the pen?
where Eon and Vlad merge into the giant My Little Pony mech? Can you go ahead and
Oh, yo,
illustrate
that's
that?
gonna be so dope.
Yeah.
I've been drawing that for like the last 2 months, right?
Oh,
It's gonna
thank
be
God, because
perfect
I didn't know
for
if I
when
could
it
do that.
debuts.
I drew
Yeah,
like
nah.
80 pages of that, and I just scrapped it all.
So to prepare, I had to watch the first 3 seasons of My Little Pony, and then I watched the one from the 90s, and then I watched 3 movies, and I kind of just
My Little
started
Pony Hero
with that.
Generation. What was the idea for Gur's design in 5YL? The general I guess the general concept for all the designs in 5YL is just to make them organic. That's number one. Not just for the aliens, but we just want it to look like these things like have some type of method behind them. So, you know, more creases and whatnot. And number two is make sure that they match the art style. So there's certain things in like the Invader Zim universe, you know, at least in the TV show, the movie kind of has a different art style where there's just very dynamic angles. Or like, you know, Timmy's hair from the Fairly Odd Parents, where it really doesn't work facing forward. It's like even when he's looking forward, aside from in between frames, it's always left or right. There's a lot of elements like that in the Vader Zim art style, especially with Gur. And 5 years later, we kind of have to think of shapes that sort of work around that. So when designing Gur, the biggest thing was just making sure that his shapes work at all the same angles. With Big Chill Appear, we don't do who will appear questions. My apologies. I just want to say that one and done. If you ask if somebody will appear, we won't tell you.
Kuro, what do you think of my Vlad I'm drawing next to yours?
I love it. It looks
What
pretty
do you think
good.
about my Vlad?
Where is your Vlad? Oh, it's
right
that. Hang
next
on,
to
let me
you.
zoom in.
Let me see.
Oh, jeez. Who put the red eyes on my Gur?
I did. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Spook.
It's dumb doodles. We do
All right.
whatever.
I gotta do a tiny Vlad now.
Oh, we actually have a super chat from the YouTube from Jennifer Greel for $1.99. Thank you.
Wow.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much.
She asks, do you fan cast voice actors for the new aliens you create?
If one comes to us, I don't go out of my way to do so, but sometimes if I'm thinking of one and I just have a voice, I'm like, you know, that person's kind of sounds like this person. Like Ultraviolent, I would have voiced by Yuri Lowenthal doing his Kickenhawk voice.
that kind of cool thing.
Yeah, Slampede would sound very triumphant, I guess. Like sort of what they were doing with Atomics, but less like restrictive.
More like
Yeah.
Ryan Hardy from Overwatch is how I feel it would be.
Something kind of like this.
What were your first thoughts while making 5YL? The first thing I ever wrote was the ending. Or at least, like, I can't tell you. But everything, the whole point is there's a story that I need to tell, and it's how do we get there. I never, ever want to feel like I'm writing on the edge of my seat, or I do something, I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that because that's going to change. Obviously, that's inevitable. I'm a little indifferent to the characterization I did for both Ben and Danny in the first two chapters and the later ones. But just in general, the first thing I ever thought of was how am I going to end this so I know that anything I think of from that point forward cannot contradict what's going to happen. And then I just went from there.
Let me see. Someone asks, can you guys make a YouTube video on power scaling all the 5 years later aliens?
Maybe
That's
when 5 years
interesting.
later is over, because we never know who's going to be in it. And if we were going to do something like that, I'd want it to be definitive. Like, I wouldn't want to have to keep updating it and make a part 2 and whatnot. So that would be like an end game kind of thing. But I wouldn't be against it.
Let me see. Someone else asked, if Danny Phantom got a reboot, what change would you make?
I would make it... Would I have to change anything? I guess
I think they're just saying, how would you do a reboot?
every season would have a story arc. That's what I would do. That's pretty much the only thing the show needed, is a little bit more guidance. But other than that, I think it's fine. It would just tighten up the story a bit. And that's very popular with television shows now, so that should be a given.
Giving your Vlad a smoothie.
Thank you.
I'm giving you your glasses.
Let me see.
He's particularly parched.
Oh, someone, or TDPSBTV says, if you were going to make your own cartoon on Cartoon Network, what would it be and what kind of show would you like to make it?
I'd probably make the Orion Squad a TV show
That would be really cool.
and just do that. Because I really like the characters. I've grown very attached to them, writing them in later chapters. And
I would agree with that. If anything, I would say because it's gonna be because I think we'd all be in agreement. We'd like to, if we were to do something like that, we would like to premiere the episodes like as a weekly series and stuff like that, like how they used to. I'd say have it start off like an episodic, like villain of the week type of thing, and then slowly arch together a story over time.
Mhm.
I would tease like little things even in the episodic thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Like little world building things, maybe not just like the guy in the shadow looking at everybody like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get you. I'm the villain."
Also, guys on Twitch, sorry we weren't really reading that chat. It's just the YouTube has a bigger following than the Twitch. We can start switching over to take a peek every now and then, but if you really want to, see, you could switch over to the YouTube. Not saying you have to, but
Ooh,
yeah.
here's a question I really want to answer. Do you worry that you put too much Ben 10 stuff in 5Y Elp and Danny Phantom? No. I feel like it's just because Volume 1, which is the first 3 chapters, focused completely on Danny. Volume 2, the second 3, focused on Ben. And I feel like because the Volume 2 came out more recent, people think this is starting to become a Ben 10 sort of thing. But if you think about it, like, it's really about Danny in the first volume, and the whole story is about him. He's basically the main character. The reason I'm focusing a lot on Ben 10 right now is because I want there to be a balance, and it was so imbalanced in Danny's favor that I was like, well, if Ben 10's going to be a part of this, I should really push that right now before I lose my chance. So I'm honing in on the Ben 10 parts now so that once Danny's story really gets kicked into motion, it won't feel like Ben was just there to shell out the Ben 10 fans into reading this comic. Like, there's enough there for them to feel like they got something out of this too. Do you have any other art styles you were considering to use? My idea was to make the art style a combination of Omniverse and Butch Hartman, so it'd have like familiarity from both. I really wish I didn't do that because now I just draw it in my own. So I wish I just drew things how I wanted to from the start, then try to draw something that just wasn't me. Chapter 8 especially. Not even Chapter 7 was held back a little bit. Like, once you see Chapter 8, it's almost like you're reading something completely different, especially in the later pages. Like, the first 20 or so pages, I was still kind of finding my way, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what happened here? And I actually think I was just talking to them. I think I'm overdoing it a little bit. Because it's taken forever just to draw a single page. But
Hey,
what?
I see a good question here. What's your favorite alien to draw? Who was your favorite alien to draw?
Can't tell you.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, in
think-
general, or
I
for
think
5
they-
years
I
later.
think they mean just in general.
Yeah, in
Oh,
general.
Swampfire.
Mine has got to be. Actually, Hershey, you go first because now I'm being indecisive.
Man, well, the question is, who's your favorite alien to draw? And if I'm gonna be quite honest, I don't draw the aliens like that, so I don't have a
Alright.
favorite.
Then
Oh wait, I used to.
I would say for mine then either Ditto or Ghost Freak.
I like to draw Goop. Okay, I did like to draw. I drew a lot of Goop and Echo Echo back in the day. And it makes me sound old. I am old.
Back in the day. Yeah, did you know that Hershey's
Back in
turning
the day.
37 in a few days?
Don't say that. They will believe you.
Update the wiki now. Everyone update the wiki right now.
That is not funny.
Okay. 27.
Get that off of my boy right now. He doesn't like
Oh,
flowers.
here's an interesting question. Were you ever embarrassed to be a Ben 10 fan? Yes, literally up until the Goku video went viral. I didn't talk about it in my real life at all. I still kind of don't. It's just it's weird. It's like it's popular everywhere except the United States. Like, you can walk down the street and like ask someone, "Oh, have you seen Star Wars or Harry Potter?" Given, obviously, yes. Funny, I haven't seen Star Wars or Harry Potter, but you know. Anyway,
Same.
it's like nobody's seen it. Like, the most common answer is always, yeah, I watched the first series a little bit, and then I saw a little bit of the second one, but not much after that. It's always that. And I'm like, so, yeah. But I mean, now that, like, the online community is such a different landscape than it was back then, I really don't care. And plus, you know, I'm 23. I'm not embarrassed of anything anymore.
We have So2Ro asking, are there any other shows besides Danny Phantom and Ben 10 that made your guys' childhood? For me personally, Ed and Nettie, only because I related to it on a very real level. Like, that was me and my brothers as children. Just we did all that same type of stupid stuff, and the animation of it is really unique. The art style is really unique, and I love the characters itself. So that crafted a big chunk of my childhood as well for me.
I was a huge Power Rangers fan. Even now, man, I used to watch a lot of Power Rangers. I watched it completely in order, and it was my favorite show. Like show after show, I was so excited when they announced the new series. Let's see. We just got a super chat in from Sir Richard. Thank you so much.
Word. Appreciate that, sir.
And it comes with a question. It says, "Hi, Ink Tank." Let's see here.
So I included one weakness for my alien, seeking Ben Tennyson to give him a sample because their species was going extinct. Did you receive other extinction species? Sort of. A lot of them said unknown home planet and unknown species. So,
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. But that is a very interesting story you got there. Like, he needs the Omnitrix to revive his species. I like that there's a little bit of lore there. We got a couple of things that they'd have their own tale and everything included into it.
Everyone's got their own story.
Yeah. But if we talked about all that, we'd be here forever.
Someone or Hugo Tisnado says, when do you plan to make an Instagram account? We do have an Instagram account.
Yep.
It is a perk for our Patreon.
Tier 5.
Yes, sir.
I try to post on it at least once a week. I don't post on it as much because I started posting on the Patreon a lot more. And I just haven't had anything to put on there. But once 5 years later, Chapter 8 is out, I'm going to take a break from it. And you'll probably see a lot more stuff on there. Because it was intended to be like a behind-the-scenes sort of exclusive thing for the Patreons. And what it turned into was just a bunch of teaser drawings. But then we just started putting the teaser drawings on the Patreon. And then it was like, well, crap, what do we do now? So we'll put some work into it. We really want it to be worth it. But honestly, if you're just a $1 donor on Patreon, you should be fine. There's a $50 perk out there. Someone, a couple people actually, that we've fulfilled on there. They get like custom drawings and whatnot. One guy ripped us off. That was the whole thing. But
The very first one.
yeah, he did. So now I don't draw anything until the payment goes through, because he did the $50 tier and I drew him his thing and then he's took it back and I was like, damn. But yeah, so I don't draw anything until the payment goes through.
We have Zinyo. I feel like this is a little bit out of the realm of asking who would show up or not. But Zinyo10 says, will the designs of non-canon aliens, for example, Poor Taylor or Bob the Blob, have wikis?
Yes. Just because, why not? I already thought about that too. Where's the kitty? Kitty. Hello.
Scud says, thoughts on a 5 years later dub?
Dub? There's been a couple of those being made. I think there's one that's like kind of definitive that people got going, but I've seen quite a few attempts at trying to get a 5YL dub going.
I know there is one that I know of that I actually auditioned for, and I hope I get the part.
Nice. So go support that one.
Yeah, man.
If I were to ever do an official one, I would want to do it, how I do things and completely overdo the production and try to make it amazing and end up putting way too much of myself into it. So that's just not something I could focus on right now. I wouldn't want to just read the comic and put it out there. I'd have to do the sound effects and make the comic motion. I turn it into a whole thing, and I can't do that right now. But I mean, there's fans out there who are dedicated to trying to do their own dub of the comic. I think that's fantastic. Go for it. Ryan's a part of one already, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I auditioned. I don't have it yet.
Oh, you'll be a part of it.
You have to. I literally auditioned for every alien that shows up.
What? You just send them like 64 minutes of.
No, it was multiple files. It was like 9 files.
Damn. Well, good job.
Sir Richard, thank you for this contest. Originality revived. Thank you for participating in the contest.
And thank you everybody who participated and made this possible. Like, this was, I expected 20 max.
Dude,
Yeah, he was super wrong.
Yeah, we got 250 within the first hour, and I was like, whoa. Oh, hey Hershey, here's a question. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Do I like Yu-Gi-Oh? I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Love is a strong word. I like Yu-Gi-Oh. I play Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes on stream. So if anybody in here likes Yu-Gi-Oh, you should join the stream when I'm streaming, and we can play Yu-Gi-Oh. Of course, on like Dueling Nexus, YGO Pro. There's the PS4
Oh.
version, but I don't play that one.
We went
But
over.
hey,
Well, sort of. I
We
mean,
went-
I wanted to do 30 to 45 minutes. We're on minute 50 right now. Oh,
yeah.
let's do 2 more questions and call it.
Okay.
All right, 2 more questions.
Good.
Let's make them real good. A lot of people are asking me about my ideas behind 5YL. There's a couple interviews I've done out there for some articles. If you go to the Discord, go to the drink menu and scroll up, you'll see an article. I did an interview with somebody talking all about that. That doesn't have to count as a question. That's just to kind of redirect some people who might feel like they're not getting answered. So if you want to know how I made 5YL, go read that article. So 2 questions. Numero uno.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to mention. He mentioned the drink menu. That's in the official Discord. If any of you haven't joined the Discord server, I highly recommend it. So you can see all the different posts and announcements like this, and any other events that we might have coming up, as well as like art from all of the Ink Tank and things like that. A lot of different channels, a lot of different topics. So join the Discord if you haven't.
Here's a good one that I feel like might help not deter a lot of people. That's kind of a negative, but I guess it just needs to be said. Someone said, if someone can draw in the 5 years later style, would you use their art? I would love help drawing this comic, to be completely honest. But I am so protective over the image of it. It's been 2 years in the works. Right now, it's more or less, to the best of my abilities, it's exactly what I want it to be. And I really don't want to taint it. So I have this one rule: is no matter how good an idea might be, or no matter how good art may be, I will not use anything that is not from the Ink Tank. So the only way I would have people work on the comic is if they were part of the Ink Tank. And with that, the entire story is written. I don't need help with that. The only thing I'd really need help with is drawing the actual pages. And with that, I'd obviously have to like pay somebody, and they'd have to draw like my art style, which is still being developed. It's a whole thing. So basically, we're not really accepting any outside help for 5 years later. But I mean, it's really just a fan project. Like, it's kind of became sort of an official thing right now, which is fantastic. But it's really just a fan project. Like, you're more than capable of doing one yourself. If you want to make something like this, just do it. And people, if they like it, you'll develop a fan base, and it could be just like this. We only did this because we wanted to, and we like it. So you don't have to be a part of our thing in order to be validated. We got one final question. No, we got 2 because they were 2. People paid for these, so I guess I have to say them. That's awesome. KYD Corey, if you remember Biclone, can you just rate him 1 to 5? You know what? Just because you paid. Let me go check.
I think I do remember Cyclone. Wait.
Yeah, I'll throw him up on the stream. Yep, here it is right here. KYD Corey. Save image. Add image. Add source.
Oh, to answer Alien 64 real quick, I'm not doing it as an official question, but yes, I am still doing Fusion Friday later today at 10. That has not changed yet.
Shit, where did I save the file? It's called thumbnail.jpg. I'm sorry. I mean, he did the super chat, so I want to respect this. Okay. You can't drag and drop. Goosh darn it. All right, you know what? I'm going to post it in the general chat in Discord, and everybody just pop in the Discord if you want to see it. It's the dance floor chat. Boom.
The dance floor chat?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to post it in there?
Yeah, I'm just going to post it there. Boom. So it's kind of it's a Frieza looking alien almost. That's my initial thought. It's probably not based on Frieza, but I do like the illustration of it. Let's look at those powers. So the green half is speed and agility, and the purple half is durability and strength. So does that mean his left leg is faster than his right leg?
Yeah, I do.
That's a bit
that.
confusing. I want to give you my honest evaluation. I'm not sure how that would work. I feel like the idea in itself is good. Like maybe it can swap between powers. Like it could become fully purple and only use the purple powers, and then fully green and you only use the green powers. But I mean, if his left half is faster than his right, then he can't run at super speed. And if his right half is stronger than his left and more durable, then if he gets crushed, half of him is going to get squashed. So I guess that's just something to think about when deciding like a split power. And the last question we get is the last super chat from Sir Witchard again. Thank you, sir. Any SCP-like aliens? What does that mean? Google. Define SCP.
Secure, contain, protect. They're like, it's a giant ongoing list of fictional creatures.
Oh.
It's actually really interesting.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I obviously don't know what that means, so I wouldn't be able to make that type of.
I think he may be asking if there was any SCP-like submissions, and none that I can initially call. I think maybe there was like maybe one, but I don't recall. There's so many SCPs that are so many random things and stuff. If someone submitted one that was based on an SCP, I would not have gotten it right out of the gate.
Same.
Because I only know, I think, like 3 off the top of my head.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for joining the official Create Your Own Ben 10 Alien Contest winners announcement stream. It's a long title. Again, thank you all for the submissions. And check out the 3 winners this August 29th in the 8th chapter of 5 Years Later. That's consumed my life for the past 11 months. And as always, keep it fizzy.